Welcome to Paris. What kind of food this is? Taste of this cockmasu is pathetic. The green leaves in salad are so bitter. Why you took so long to serve me this horrible dinner? And the aftertaste of coffee was yuck. I am totally disappointed. Wait. Let's go 40 minutes back and then start over. What a wonderful evening it was in Paris. After 7 hours of work, Julia walked out of her office. She was strolling down the little alleyways of Paris. At the nearby corner, she smelled smoky burns of soft yellow cheese. To satisfy her eager craving for some cheesy food, she decided to go for a dinner at an exclusive boutique restaurant called The Molis. She walked into the restaurant with relaxed posture and a glowing face. She was full of excitement. "What would you like to have, madam?" asked waitress. "Well, one cockmasu with extra cheese, some green salad, and a shot of espresso, please." Julia placed her order joyfully. Simultaneously, another guy named Nathan stepped in to the Molis restaurant with stiff shoulders. It was a big 12 o'clock on his face. He sat on chair with tense body posture. Using his bitter loud voice, he placed the same order as Julia. As the orders were exactly similar, both were served hot and fresh meal in around 11 minutes. While eating, Julia was humming with soft instrumental music played around. She enjoyed the mesmerizing view of Eiffel Tower from the blue window. In her soft bubbly voice, she said to waitress, "Food was delicious. Especially, I liked the coffee. It was aromatic and refreshing." After paying her bill and some change for tip, she thanked the waitress in a polite manner and left the restaurant with a big smile on her face. On the other side, Nathan lost all his patience and spoke in such an awful language. He insulted the waitress for serving food so late. The music seemed to be so irritating. Also, the ambience was smelly according to him. He was full of anger. He stormed out of the restaurant without finishing the food. Why did Julia and Nathan had so distinctive experiences at the Molis? Both were served similar food dishes in exact same time duration of 11 minutes. The ambience, the view, the instrumental music were all the same. Even the waitress was common between them. Well, the only difference between them was their attitude. Julia had a positive approach towards life and Nathan's mindset was full of negativity. So, let's first understand what is attitude. Well, attitude is a collection of thoughts that inspires a behavior. This set of thoughts decide the way we interpret events and people around us. Our brain is just a data processing unit. It cannot differentiate between good or ugly, negative or positive. Think of attitude as a mental eyeglass through which your brain experiences the human universe. A person with foggy mental eyeglass on his nose will see the world totally opposite compared to the person with a clean cognitive mindset. If our attitude is doubtful, we see hatred everywhere. We start blaming others for mistakes and never learn from them. Everyone wants to start the day with a clean, positive attitude, but we face criticism, rejection, failure, and many other unexpected traits, which turns a positive mindset to full of darkness. Now we know what attitude is. So, let's compare the difference between a negative and a positive attitude. Julia was full of joyful positive attitude. Nathan displayed a total negative attitude that day. His body language was closed and tight. We saw bitterness in his words. Nathan was blaming and criticizing others. He had put away all his happy thoughts to savor later. All unfavorable features were surrounding him: irritation, anger, impatience. Earlier that day, Nathan had begun his morning with some physical workout. But suddenly he finds there is no more coffee left in his house. So he started a day with a slight struggle. Then he missed the bus to office and was late. The boss and Nathan had had some verbal fights over that day. And by the evening, he had collected so many damaging set of thoughts inside his brain, which pulled him down towards adverse lane of attitude. And all this was reflecting in his behavior at the restaurant. If we fall in the trap of negative mindset, our attitude will turn pessimistic. We start crushing our good thoughts with our anger. Insulting people, picking fights becomes our mental extension. Our job is to keep the mind full of optimism, the positive attitude. Julia faced several complicated issues that day compared to Nathan. She also started her day late at the office. She had back-to-back 3 hard arguments with her boss. Even the boss threatened Julia to fire her. Julia was showered with so many difficult situations that day. But all this negativity was not reflecting in her attitude at all. She was calm and composed. Her body language was relaxed. Token of kindness was visible on her face. She was soft-hearted, polite, and blissful. How did Julia manage to escape the trap of negative attitude? There's a whole external world of events happening around us, which keeps on changing and cannot be controlled. Let's say, for instance, the rainy weather. For some, it's a total mess. They hate the wet and humid environment around them. But others love the earthy scent of raindrops hitting the soil. The external thing, rain, which is not in our control. But how we perceive the falling of rain is in our control. This decides our attitude. If we allow the external things to affect us, we set our life to suffering. Julia's mental toughness, her positive attitude, helped her to prevent the effect of external happenings. She was jammed to her practical philosophy of life. How to be positive? You must take responsibility of your own thoughts, values, and perspective, because these are the features which are in your own control. If you face any major problem, instead of saying, "I can't do it," ask yourself, "How do I do it?" Join a positive social community. Associate yourself with good people. Participate in sensible activities to build a confident outlook. Use silence in front of arrogant people. Try to avoid toxic humans. Escape harsh arguments. Show them you can absorb all the heat with a simple smile. Ask yourself, what is wrong with me? Why am I behaving so badly? Try to analyze the situation and find a feasible solution so that you can convert your negative attitude into a positive one. Because at the end of the day, attitude is everything. Life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. By Charles Swindoll.